USS Tang tragedy. On the night of October 24, 1944, Commander Richard O'Kane positioned the submarine USS Tang for her final attack in the Taiwan Strait. She had already sunk multiple Japanese vessels over the previous 2 days. Now, near Turnabout Island, Tang surfaced to finish off a damaged transport. The crew had been at battle stations for hours. Tang had fired 22 torpedoes during this patrol, and 21 had found their marks. 2 torpedoes remained. At 2:30 in the morning on October 25th, O'Kane gave the order to fire the 23rd torpedo. It ran hot, straight, and normal toward the crippled transport at 900 yards. The crew watched it strike home. 1 torpedo left. O'Kane ordered the final Mark 18 electric torpedo loaded and set the depth at 10 feet. At close range, the torpedo fired. For the first few seconds, it appeared to run true. Then, without warning, it broached the surface, porpoising wildly. The torpedo curved sharply to the left in a circular run, heading directly back toward Tang. O'Kane shouted for emergency speed and threw the rudder hard over. The submarine accelerated and turned, but it wasn't enough. 20 seconds after firing, their own torpedo struck Tang in the stern near the aft torpedo room. The explosion was catastrophic. The submarine's after compartments flooded instantly. Tang went down by the stern, sinking rapidly to 180 feet. 9 men had been on the bridge during the attack. O'Kane and 8 others were thrown into the water. Below, some crew members attempted to escape using Momsen lungs. The freezing water claimed most of them. Of the 87 men aboard Tang that night, only 9 survived. Japanese escorts picked them up the next morning. Tang's own torpedo had become her executioner. USS S-4 tragedy. On December 17, 1927, the submarine USS S-4 was conducting routine speed trials off Provincetown, Massachusetts. The vessel ran submerged along a measured nautical mile, testing her maneuverability. Meanwhile, the Coast Guard destroyer Paulding steamed toward the harbor at 18 knots, searching for rum runners during Prohibition. At 3:37 in the afternoon, as S-4 began to surface, the officer aboard Paulding spotted a periscope wake close on his port bow. He ordered hard astern and full right rudder, but there wasn't enough time. Paulding's bow struck the submarine, tearing 2 holes in her hull. S-4 sank immediately to the bottom, 100 feet down. 34 of the 40 men aboard survived the initial impact. 6 men remained trapped in the forward torpedo room. The next morning, rescue ships arrived, and veteran diver Thomas Eady descended to the wreck. When he tapped on the torpedo loading hatch, he received 6 slow taps in reply. The men inside were alive. Throughout that day and the next, divers battled terrible weather, struggling to attach an air hose to the submarine. A nor'easter battered the bay with high winds. Inside the torpedo room, 25-year-old Lieutenant Graham Fitch and his 5 men lay in their bunks between torpedoes, wrapped in blankets, breathing slowly to conserve oxygen. They could hear the divers working outside, but the weather only worsened. One diver's airline fouled at 8:45 that night. Eady went down again to save his friend, exhausted from his earlier dive. By December 22nd, 5 days after the collision, the tapping had stopped. All 40 men were confirmed dead. The 6 in the torpedo room had survived nearly 3 days in darkness, waiting for a rescue that never came.